Welcome to part 4 in my ongoing series about the affordable and versatile tool, the machete. Now, the topic of this installment is going to be budget machetes. These machetes are all going to be $20 or less. Alright, and I'm going to go over the different options and considerations, alright, that you're going to have to think about on whether you want to get a budget machete or maybe, a $45 or more machete with all the trimmings. Now I am going to include a full list of the names of every single machete in the text description box, okay? Some of them are no name, right? But they'll all be listed there just for reference purposes. Alright, now let's start on the left. You see that's a Bear Grylls compact machete. Now that and the next four, these are all stainless steel, not really recommended for anything but light work, with the exception of the second, which is a Meyerco. Right, and just a closer look at that. This is a 1/4 inch thick, alright, so it's a little heavier than the others. Right, and I've shown this before, but in general you want to avoid stainless steel, but for the price, can be alright. Alright, this next group, starting third over, alright, all these next machetes, this next 7, are made in China, but they are carbon steel, alright, which is good. They all came without edges or with bad edges and, had to be reprofiled. But I found, they can be just as good as the South American ones. Alright, this is an interesting one. It's a heavier one. Master Cutlery Jungle Machete. Reprofiled edge, carbon steel. Now check that out. It does not come like that. Had some custom work done to it. Alright, and this is museum replicas. Nice Kuma machete there. Kind of like a sickle. Just thought you might like closer look at it. I have fixed up the handle. Alright, the next batch of machetes, starting from the right, alright, those 5 are Imicasa. Those are machetes from El Salvador. And next to those is a Tramontina, which is a Brazilian company that also makes very good machetes, and these all had to be re-edged as well. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. This Imicasa, the widest Panga machete I've ever seen, and it's heavier than their Latin designs. A true cleaver right there. Alright, now this is a 28-inch machete, the longest commercially available machete by Imicasa, and we're going to see this do a cutting demo later in the video. Stay tuned. Look at that Kasaki-like tip. Alright, and this Imicasa is tied for length with that other one, 28 inches, and I've done a demo with this in the past. Alright, now let's talk about sheaths. Most of these do not come with a sheath, so when buying a budget machete, you have to think, are you just going to use it in your backyard, or do you need a sheath? If you do need a sheath, can you make one yourself? If not, can you acquire one easily? Can you acquire one for an affordable price? You see the sheaths that some of these came with, they're more like blade covers. Okay, they're not what us knife people would think is a sheath. Right? They're very flimsy. Okay, so if you want to go the budget route, you have to either make your own sheath, do without a sheath, or have one made. If you want a tactical sheath, you can get Kydex, but you need to factor in the cost. Alright, it might cost more than the machete itself. Alright, coming up, we're going to talk about handles. Alright, the handles on these machetes, they're rough, they're unfinished, they have sharp edges. Some of them even have sharp rivets. Right? The handle materials are sometimes like PVC or other weak materials. You're going to have to decide, are you going to replace the handle Alright, can you do that? If it's wood, are you going to refinish it and put a coating on it? And your third option is to wrap it. Right? And you can use grip tape, you can use twine, that's camo form on the third one, or a paracord wrap. Alright, there's your materials. You got paracord there, that's hockey tape, and that is camo form tape, got it as a freebie with Machete I ordered. Alright, and that's racket tape, also used on baseball bats. Alright, as you can see, I prefer the racket tape. It's easy, gives me a good grip. Alright, now the next consideration is going to be the edge. Budget machetes either come with no edge, alright, you're supposed to put them on yourself, or they have a really bad edge that's going to require work. Now when I say no edge, this is footage from the unboxing, I really mean no edge. It's not blunt, it doesn't have an edge, there's no bevel on it. You can see, alright, I'm going to hit it against my hand, it does nothing. It came with no edge. That's how these come. And this is that same machete after an edge has been put on it with a belt sander. And it is now razor sharp. Alright, so if you're going to go the budget route, you have to put an edge by hand, and I'll include a link with a channel that kind of demonstrates that. Or you can put an edge on if you have access to the proper machinery to do so. Or you're going to have to pay someone to do one of those two things. Alright, so if you can't put it on by hand or by machine and you don't have anyone who can do it for you, then you pretty much are going to have to avoid these budget machetes because, as I said, they literally arrive without any edge. Now, if you do put a proper edge on, you can do some amazing things. Watch this demonstration. I am going to cut this bottle, not one, not twice, but 5 times. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Now if you have a proper edge, and you have, good technique, your machete should be able to do this. Alright, we're going to make an ashtray right here. And there you have your ashtray. Alright, as I said, a properly sharpened machete, wielded in the right hands, should have no trouble with this test. Alright, and there you go. And all my machetes are that sharp. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed this discussion of budget machetes. Stay tuned for Machetes 5, where we're going to discuss the weapon potential, okay? The potential of machetes as an emergency weapon. And we're going to analyze it from the perspective of, I am half Filipino and I practice the Filipino martial arts. Alright, so stay tuned for Machetes 5, and I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video.